Come on, YouTube. There we go. Now, I'm pretty sure I went to the kitchen to get my water. I probably did that thing where I got my water, took a sip, and then put it right back in the fridge. Brian, hello. Hi, Kuna. Oh, there she goes. I better put more in here. Hey, Jared, did I get a chance to watch the Direct, the Nintendo Direct? Yes, I did. And it's, funny how Nintendo consistently blows pretty much every other, digital video games presentation out of the water simply by exercising baseline competence in these kind of shows. You know? They showed off about 30 games, but it only took 40 minutes. There were some talking heads, but they didn't drone on and on about self-congratulatory horse poops that we genuinely don't care about. They just said, wasn't that neat? Yes. Now look at this. You know, and that was about it. And even if absolutely zero of the games appeal to you personally, very rarely would a trailer presentation end and you'd go, ah, okay, what's the game, though? I mean, there were a few games that I felt could have used a bit more description, but I can't think of any titles from there that I came away going, I don't even know what the game is. So, Brian says, did I see? Yes, I did, Brian, thank you. Yeah, we need to, we finally filled out our recipe book, and we dropped off our last, well, actually, let me, start the stream. I don't know why we have to start over here, but this is where we ended last time. So, let us begin. Hello, everyone! Happy Juneteenth! I have the day off of work, so I thought I'd take a couple hours and finish talking to all of our Crossbell friends, say goodbye, before we head over to the Kia tree and uproot it, I guess. As Jared's mentioning in the chat, he pointed out that I forgot to talk to the Great Jizo statue a final time after delivering the last supreme dish, so we'll do that. What we have to do is we still need to read Sunshine Agnes 14. We have the Harbor District, the Administrative, Entertainment, Residential, and Orcus Tower to visit. Then we have to go back to Michelin, because I think Jared pointed out that you need the Saint Agnes book for something in Michelin, so we're going to do that. Okay, out of my way. Alright, Jizo statue. Ah, okay. We've offered a lot of dishes to this Jizo. They weren't meant to be formal prayers or anything, but wouldn't hurt to try. Hey guys, since we're already here, why don't we offer a prayer to the Jizo statue before we head out? You know, for luck. Instead of leaving food to rot. I don't see any reason not to. Do we really have time for this nonsense? The sentiments behind the gesture are well worth the few minutes it will take to make them. A bit of meditation would probably do our morale some good, too. Pardon me. So come on, let's get to praying. In Eastern tradition, I believe you join your hands like so, ellipsis. Is ellipsis this right? There are a lot of customs associated with prayer, ellipsis, but I think it'll be fine if you pray as you would in a church. Naked. Sure, I think we can manage that. In the buff is the only proper way to pray. And yet you put the Jizo out on a public street. Everyone put their hands together, close their eyes, and offer to pray to the Jizo. Get out of the street, asshole! Oh dear, my apologies. My hearing isn't what it used to be these days. Crossbell. Maybe at some point they'll come up with orbital sidewalks. Hey, Tiberius. Gasp! Could it be ellipsis? Pardon? And it's Paola, who I pointed out, I think, last week, probably doesn't appreciate being referred to consistently as Old Lady Paola. It's like, it's just Paola. I don't think you need to prefix it with Old Lady or anything. I may be wrong, but ellipsis, are you the ones responsible for leaving so many dishes to rot in the sun in front of the Great Jizo? Great Jizo, ellipsis. Wait a minute! You must be the anonymous neighbor! Why, yes, so it is you! To think those offerings came from you adorable little youngsters. I thought for sure it was someone closer to my age. Young little whippersnappers these days don't know how to pray to the Great Jizo. Well, to be fair, we were mostly doing it as motivation to improve our cooking, ellipsis. Man, though, talk about a shocker. You're that lady we see in the downtown district every now and then, yeah? Given the level of literary sophistication in those letters, I always suspected the author was an older adult. I do appreciate, or rather, apologize, I can read, honest, for taking up so much of your valuable time with my scrawlings. But to think I was writing to you all along, but this world is always filled with so many lovely surprises. Hey, there's no new dish here, what the hell? Old Lady Paola faced the Jizo and silently joined her hands. When she was finished, she put her clothes back on. Old Lady Paola knows how to pray properly. This Jizo has witnessed many trying times throughout Crossbell's history. Once, it was even demolished. However, time and again, the people of this neighborhood would repair it with great care. People seldom visit it these days, ellipsis, but I'm glad it still holds significance for some. Even though every couple of days I have to come over here and clean up the rotting remains of food that's smeared all over it. Ah, that reminds me, I have something here that might interest you. Oh, are we going to get a Master Quartz after all? Admittedly, it's merely a gift I'm hoping to re-give, but it's a re-gift. But perhaps all of you could appreciate it better. Oh, you really don't have to do that, ellipsis. Now, no need to be modest. Consider it a small token of my gratitude. I actually went for an R roll and... I went for an R roll and it just didn't come out. The Kusanagi, alright. An old friend gave this to me, but I have no use for such things, so I'm giving this useless thing to you. That Imelda, she's always had trouble when it comes to giving... Oh, that's interesting. Farewell, then. I would be delighted if you could continue visiting the Great Jizo when you have the time. Doop doop, skibbly doop, doop doop doop. Don't get hit by cars! We haven't thought of sidewalks yet, so be careful. I don't know what her deal is, but that was one classy old lady. I often see her basking in the sun in front of my apartment building. Yeah, she's currently sitting on a broken-ass bench. She lives in the downtown district now, but I believe she used to reside elsewhere. I've always thought her quite beautiful, though. This is a master quartz, Ellipsis, and did she say she got it from Imelda? She was as kind as she was mysterious. I do recall grandfather mentioning a woman one generation his senior, who was once regarded as the belle of Crossbellend High Society. But surely he didn't mean her Ellipsis, right? Did these children really know nothing? Paola once took Crossbell by storm. Who could have guessed our quick visit would turn into a chance encounter? I don't know about you guys, but I feel ready for just about anything now. Let's go, everybody. Right behind you. Okay. Let's take a look at our new toy. Not that one. Kusanagi. Here we go. Alright, so level 4. Recover HP through attacks and crafts. Recover EP. Huh. That's nice. Alright, gotta get an item from the statue. Yep, the quartz here. And we need to talk to the fortune teller over in Michelin. Yeah. Would be good to finish this game Sunday since it's the last one in the month. Is it? Wouldn't the 30th also be a Sunday? Yeah, this Sunday's the 23rd, so the 30th would, you know... So there's one more Sunday, but we'll see what happens. Alright, let's, see if dialogue changes. Now, just where did that giant tree spring up from? Yeah, I think that's the same thing. Let's see if Imelda has anything to say. No, same stuff. Okay. Alright, back to the Harbor District. The District of Harbors. Where the hell is it? There it is. Whoops. Okay. Kuna, hello. I thought I'd finally be able to look up at the and see a sunny sky again, but instead we get a huge tree. What in the world is it even? It's a huge tree. Don't tell me the president's responsible for that, too. It doesn't seem dangerous, at least. Life's full of mountains, but let me tell you, there's not one of them that can't be surmounted. Yeah. Calvard and Erebonia can stuff it. Same goes for that spooky overgrown shrub. You hear me, tree? Screw you! Blue tree, red tree, green tree, I don't give a hoot. Nothing's gonna stop me from making my noodles. Heavenly. Alright, we got... Oh, you're not fishing. They're just staring at the tree. Between martial law, the president getting arrested, and that there tree springing up, ellipsis, I just can't keep track of it all. But no matter what happens next, I won't let anyone harm Amisa. Not over my dead body. You know, to the side of it, even underneath it, perhaps, but not over it. That's where I draw the line. My grandpa says it's too soon to start feeling safe. You should feel scared, Amisa. Terror. Embrace it. I'm scared we might get attacked again, ellipsis, but everything will be okay. As long as I have Grandpa with me, I love him so much! You know, I'm still kind of surprised that we never... this building here was never a thing, because it's got a... If you look on the map in the upper right, there's a door, you know? Kind of seemed like that might have been an enterable building at some point, but... No, Bishop, come back! Oh, fudge. Martial law caused a huge backlog of packages to pile up, so now I'm busier than ever. At least I don't have to worry about being out of a job. Plus, I'm getting plenty of exercise. I feel alive. Alright. Hey, want to hear a story? Alright. The finale of Sunshine Agnes, which is the finale of a popular series published in Crossbellend. Alright. Finale. Sunshine Agnes. Edwin Arnold had never been able to get the better of that girl, not even once. He was confident in his physical strength and thought himself fairly sharp to boot. Yet, despite that, he was caught in a losing streak that left him at a loss for words. Not much had changed since that day, 2 years ago, and perhaps it never would. The wave of light sent everything hurtling up into the sky. Edwin found himself suspended aloft, Agnes's hand is in his. They were soft and warm as sunshine. That's pretty warm. Her, especially now. I don't know what part of the country, or even if you're in this country. I know some of you aren't. But heat wave! It's actually not too bad here in San Diego yet. Low 80s this weekend, but other places in the country are starting to bake. Alright, let's see. It's warm as sunshine. Her whole body shone! Her cream blonde hair flickering like white-hot flames. Thank you, Ed. It's been fun. Wait, what's going on? Where are we? Am I dreaming? Ed, you're as dense as ever. Even though you won't be able to remember what happened today, there's something I need to tell you. Agnes smiled. It was a rare expression of pure happiness. She had never shown it to anyone before, simply because she had never been able to. Until now. I'm a magician, Ed. This is who I truly am. Edwin wasn't sure if he was shocked or if he had somehow already known. Now that he thought back on it, Agnes was smart, good in a fight, seemingly knew everything, and had a sharp intuition to boot. It would explain a lot if she was a magician. Ha! Well, that's Agnes for you. Now go fix me a bourbon. If she could, she would have served him an iced tea instead, but that was impossible. Agnes was no longer in Anchorville. Edwin was finally released from the hospital after being treated for 2 ribs that he didn't remember breaking. From there, he boarded a long-distance Orville bus bound for the capital. It was too far a trip for his trusty bicycle. Besides, the idle time he spent in the bus would be a good chance to plan his next move. Hux Montaigne had been arrested for the murder of Weber Hart, and Ed's investigation into Tizzy revealed that her grave had been desecrated. He prayed that she could now rest in peace, even with the desecrated grave. Or because of it. Even the deadly string of car accidents had finally come to an end. Leaning against the shaking frame of the bus, Edwin thought about the future. The people of Anchorville had completely forgotten the events of that day. Nobody knew when Agnes had vanished. Even Edwin could scarcely recall what happened that night. Every day he tried with all of his might to remember. Only recently did he manage to recollect her final words to him. This won't be the last time we meet. Well, so long as you don't become a reporter, that is. Huh? What do you mean by that? Well, reporters are supposed to shine a light on the vague and obscure, aren't they? Agnes clasped a hand around the Esmolus necklace she wore. Her pain was clear as day. You're way too oblivious of your own feelings, Ed. Edwin huffed. Well, I'm still not giving up. I'm going to become a righteous reporter, no matter what she says. From his spot by the window, Edwin flicked through his notebook to check his agenda. Being a freelance reporter was more challenging than he had ever imagined. Brandon, in particular, had gotten frustrated countless times while training him. But there's no way I can back down after hearing stuff like that from Agnes of all people. She says we can never meet again? Well, I don't believe that. I'm going to keep on being a reporter and make my feelings clear as day while I'm at it. Just you wait, Agnes. I swear that I'll find you. The wind raced across the wide open prairie. Calvard's winds were magnificent. That's a real strong gust, huh? A certain girl muttered in this very same bus long ago, her chin resting in her hands as her cream blonde hair bobbed in the daylight. Wherever that girl went, the sunshine would follow, just as it did when she arrived in Anchorville. Edwin chuckled softly to himself. A righteous reporter can only believe what he's seen with his own eyes, you know. The bus traveled down the gravel road beneath the vast blue August sky. End. And so ends the tale of Sunshine Agnes. Alright. What say you, Sarah? So, that colossal tree that materialized is emanating some sort of azure light, is it? How eerily reminiscent of the Liber Arc that appeared above Liberal. They say it turned out to be an ancient floating city. What then is the true nature of this tree, Ellipsis? Oh, goodness. Turns out that Raines managed to keep himself safe by slipping into the geofront. Thank goodness he's alright. Can we go upstairs? Oh, we can. How about that? Oh, and she doesn't yell at us. Huh. How about that? Got your camera ready, Raines? Yep, it's good to go. Alright, off to Orcus Tower then. We're not just gonna bum around and let Grace leave us in the dust. Yeah! Looks like Raines is back on the reporting beat. For him, it must be like killing two birds with one stone, Ellipsis. Not that it would be easy to do both of his jobs at once. We've got to get out there and gather as much info as we can. There's always another new scoop to cover. You finish one big story and bam, it's on to the next. Well, let Grace report on that gigantic tree. The rest of us are going to follow the government's next moves. We need to keep a close eye on how they're planning to clean things up before Ereboni and Calvard can respond. McKinnon and I rushed out the article on the president's arrest the second the ink was dry. Lucky for us, our full staff is back to work as well. Now that we're in touch with Grace again, it's up to us to keep new information flowing in. We're working as fast as possible to put out accurate information so that we can keep civil unrest to a minimum. Hey, you have a copy of that, scenic locations in Crossbell? We'd really like to see it. No? Okay. Oh, goodness. This is one sticky situation Crossbell's got itself into. Still, it's times like these when all of us need to come together. Go and get him, Speaker McDowell. Crossbell won't back down so easily. Come on, youngsters, you join in too. Ho-ho! Come on now, youngsters. Go and get him. How's everyone doing? If you're tired, I recommend gulping down a Sportian X. It's not one of my original creations, but I still think you'll like it. One bottle will perk you right up so you can face the day full of energy. By the way, I finally heard back from my mom. Turns out she's been keeping safe at the department store the whole time. But enough about that. It's time for all of you to perk yourselves up with a reinvigorating sip of Sportian X. The city is more peaceful now, but there's still this sinking feeling in the air. That giant tree showing up makes it hard to feel otherwise. Maybe I could recommend some good books for people to take home and unwind with. Hello. Good morning and welcome to the Crossbell City Library. I figured we wouldn't have many visitors today, but I can't blame anyone for staying inside on account of that mysterious tree looming in the distance. Well, we're gonna have one hell of an Arbor Day, though. Abby has been so anxious since the lockdown, so I thought I could help him relax by reading him a book. Hopefully Mark and the Witch of the Deep Forest will do the trick. And if it doesn't, Lady Chatterley's will. Hurry and read, Mom, please! You know, one day maybe I should actually read Lady Chatterley's Lover just to see what the hell it is, because I only know it by title and reputation. Now that martial law is no longer in effect, our staff is split up to confirm the safety of the citizens. About a dozen or so were discovered with minor injuries, but most people seem to be okay. Ambulances have already been arranged for those who required treatment, so we should be able to rest easy for now. We're currently planning where to stage our public address regarding the current crisis. Our citizens deserve an official statement on what all this could mean for Crossbell's future. Unrest is spreading as we speak, so time is of the essence. Hello. Just what is the deal with that gigantic tree ellipsis? And why is it glowing pale blue? Thought I'd seen it all this year, but I guess I was wrong. Wait, don't tell me you guys are thinking of climbing that thing. We are. This is a fight we can't back down from, Franz. And if there's any spider webs inside, we'll light them on fire. Famously flammable spider webs are. We'll leave you guys to look after the city in the meantime. Yeah, we've got it covered. Just Ellipsis, be careful up there, okay? Every one of us needs to do our share right now, no matter how small it may be. The department will find a way to manage down here. You guys be careful heading for that tree. Yeah. Why, you'd hardly know a grenade went off in here. Alright, now, Rebecca. I have a quartz, and I have a combat notebook, and I want you to take a look, and be honest, tell me what you think. Good to see you again, Special Support Section. Same to you, Rebecca. You're back at the front counter at headquarters, I see. That's right. Officer Kate, Detective Raymond, and the others have also returned to their usual duties. At present, we are no longer under the Defense Forces chain of command. Now that things are back to normal, we are all working to respond to the situation from our respective posts. Good to know progress is being made, at least. We have your efforts to thank for that. Oh, and before you go, could you deliver a message to Fran for me? Tell her that I have the reception desk covered and she can devote herself to helping all of you until this is over. Understood, Fran will be delighted to hear that. We'll leave it to you to keep things standing at headquarters, Rebecca. Of course, I'm ready to give everything I have for the sake of the citizens! There's still much to be done before this is all resolved. Best of luck out there, SSS. Police headquarters is doing everything it can to get the situation under control. Let Fran know she's fine. Alright. Take a look at this, Rebecca. Yeah, you like that, don't ya? It's like a Crossbellend monster manual. Except it's got a couple people in it too, because we had to put the smackdown on some Crossbellend peeps. Thank you very much. Here's your notebook back. And accept this. Woohoo! 500 Mira. And a single U material. That's nice. Alright. Which one are we missing? It's page 2 and 3. Alright. Go ahead. page 2 of Divine Child. Alright. So it looks like we've got one more to find. Unless I missed one somewhere. I guess it would be in the tree. Alright, Crossbell, we'll read the first page and second page. Divine Child. Crossbell is the home of D, therefore G, in the land of origin, as it is this very place where our sect inherited the Divine Child from our founders. The Divine Child represents the true God, and her existence is the symbol of D, therefore G. Underneath the Sun Fort slumbers what appears to be a human girl in perpetuity. In reality, she awaits the moment of her awakening on top of the altar in the Sun Fort. Almost said Altair. Which is a city. For someone to live this long might be hard to believe for us mortals. However, I have seen her with my own eyes. Within the sphere, referred to as the sacred cradle, slumbers a little girl, a divine presence. The sacred cradle was created by the predecessors of our sect, based on the techniques alchemists had learned by studying artifacts, meaning that, like those phenomena described as miracles, there is nothing miraculous to be found here. Alright, so one more fragment to find. Anything new in the vending machine? No. Sportian X costs just as much from the vending machine as it does fresh from Chroma's food cart. Oh, Pierre doesn't want to talk to us. Oh, well, he's actually might be at Orpheus Tower anyway. Okay, there's two people in here. Anyone in here? Oh, hey Ray. Hey guys, listen to this! They said Inspector Donovan is going to be reinstated to the force soon. It's been so tough to fill his shoes with him in the hospital. Now I won't have to do as much work anymore. It's great, Raymond. Though I have to ponder what the inspector would say if he knew the reason behind your relief. Whoa, let's not say anything too crazy, okay, Tio? What the inspector doesn't know, what won't hurt him. Once Inspector Donovan is back, the 2nd Division will finally be able to rest easy. Again. Until then, I'm going to have to apply myself. I don't want the first thing he sees when he walks in to be me slacking. Of course, as soon as he's back, I'll stop applying myself, but, you know. Bye, old rotting bowl of miso soup. We will miss you. Maybe you could find a new home in front of the great Jizo statue. The Metropolitan Division has resumed patrolling the city. We're going to have to exercise caution. Any large-scale disturbances may run the risk of threatening public safety. Chief Jolik went to the police academy to help get things in order now that the defense force is pulled out of there. That leaves us with the job of guarding the station. Alright. Now, out of curiosity, let's see if we can deliver Rebecca's message to Fran. Probably not, but always nice to check. Hey Fran, guess what Rebecca said? Okay. I don't know what that giant glowing tree's deal is, Ellipsis, but it's barking up the wrong tree if it thinks it's gonna stop my barking. I have a job to do. Okay. Time is mere and I ain't got enough of either to waste. Now, if only there were any customers around to lure in. Hell's up with that crazy-ass tree? It's gotta be breaking a law of physics or two. Hard to party with that thing in the background. This is seriously cramping my style, Ellipsis. I mean, I still say it's going to be a hell of an Arbor Day. And here I thought Crossbow was finally beginning to stabilize. Maybe I should cut my losses and find a way out of the state while I still can, Ellipsis. Well, hope you're not trying to go to Erebonia. At least not by train. When the mist cleared, I thought I'd be able to open shop again, but now there's that huge tree in the distance. No one wants to eat ice cream with a giant blue tree lording over them. Wait, I've got it. Big blue tree got you hot under the collar? Cool off with some ice cream. There you go. Sophie knows how to make lemonade. Because life gave her lemons, you see. Hey guys, can we introduce you to Risha Mao? Would you like that? You can do this, Sully! Good luck, Arkansas! We can't wait to see you make your big comeback! Lady Ilya promised she'd take it to the stage again one day. Until then, we're going to keep cheering on the rest of Arkansas as best we can. Alright, that's Risha Mao. No? Okay. We got to visit Lady Ilya while we were helping out at the hospital. She told us the rest of the troupe was practicing their hardest right now and that they needed our support more than ever. If Lady Ilya wishes it, so shall it be! I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and cheer like I've never cheered before. Hey there, wanna play? The mist is gone, and you know what that means. It's time to get your gambling on again. Come in and have some fun. Our manager instructed us to prepare additional emergency provisions as a precaution. Essential goods are dwindling within the state, however, and it wouldn't be right to take them away from those in need. We contacted the government to ask whether the import freeze will be lifted soon. The evacuees were finally able to return home after the mist lifted. Crossbell isn't out of the woods quite yet, but it did raise my spirits when they all thanked us before leaving. Didn't get a single damn tip, but, you know, thanks were nice. Leticia made it clear that she intends to continue operating the hotel regardless of how it affects our profit margins. These are trying times for all us Crossbellends, ellipsis. I'll have to draw on my decades of experience if I'm to support her through this. The evacuees returned to their homes after we learned that the president was taken into custody. That enormous tree is still a mystery to us, but the mist is cleared up and the city appears to be settling down. In the meantime, the Hotel Millennium will be taking extra precautions in case things take another turn for the worse. There could be 2 trees. Never have I seen Crossbell in such a state of turmoil, but there's no time to panic! Our mission remains the same, to perform for our audience, the ones who pay, again the moment we can. Crossbell is still in a state of emergency, but it's a relief that we can finally make contact with others around the city. First things first, we need to gather as much information on the situation as we can. Nope. Whoop. Oh, there's Sully. Hi, Sully. Whoops. Walked straight past these two. Ilya called in to offer a few words of encouragement to the troop just a little while ago. Even now, she takes it upon herself to keep our spirits up. What a woman. And, you know, since she's been out, there's been, we haven't had a single instance of sexual assault, so... It was such a relief to hear Ilya's cheery voice again. Nothing that's happened has fazed her one bit. We can't let her down. matter what happens to Crossbell, I want to continue devoting my mind, body, and soul to my performance. As long as I do that, I'll have no reason to waver. Maybe that sounds naive, but it's what Ilya taught me. Hearing her voice through the phone reignited my passion for the theater. Ilya's passion truly is like the sun itself. Just hearing her words fired me up, Ellipsis. I couldn't be more grateful for that. It's been so long since I last heard Ilya's voice, so I'm glad she's alright. Or, I'm so glad she's alright, rather. I wish we knew more about that giant tree, but for now all we can do is keep rehearsing our tales off. Well, I see no tails, so you must have been successful. I'm fixing up Ilya's costume right now. After all, every garment has to be ready to grace the stage at a moment's notice. I'm sure this one will see the spotlight again someday, too. Hey there, SSS. We finally heard back from Meister Jorg not too long ago. He agreed to rebuild our set pieces in Automata for us right away. Wow, that's great news. I'll say. Usually it's us calling the Meister and not the other way around. Talk about once in a blue tree. Ha! Get it? Because there's a giant blue tree outside. I'm so happy about it, I could sprout wings and fly. Meister Jorg must have been worried about his associates at the theater. I wish him luck in finishing the job quickly. Never thought I'd see the day when Meister Jorg would be the one to contact us. So happy I could sprout wings and fly. Just not too close to the sun, please. Thank you. Time to put all this new motivation to use. I've got to make sure he has a good base to work off of. I'm a good base. Maybe you could work off of me. I don't even know what that means. You know something? We really are fortunate to be performers. We owe it all and more to everyone who's supported us. That's why I'll work harder than ever to make our comeback a reality. Even now we have fans outside the theater demonstrating their support. Between them and Ilya's words of encouragement, we couldn't be more blessed. Ellipsis. What's wrong, Sully? Nothing. I was Ellipsis praying is all. I mean, this is technically an altar, even if it's just a stage prop. Yeah, I guess so. Didn't really take you for the praying type. Soldier, I think is what he's going for. I think we've seen that before, and I tripped over it the last time, too. Any particular thing you're ringing Idios up for today? Randy, it's a prayer, not a house call. Give the girl some privacy. I don't mind. I don't think it's any secret that I'm praying for Ilya, Ellipsis, but I also snuck in one for you guys, too. Not Randy so much, but... What? You prayed for us, Sully? Ellipsis. I don't really get what's happening, but you guys are trying to rescue Kia, right? And wherever it is you're going, I bet it's going to be dangerous, so... Here, you can have that big white rock that you found at the beach, and equip it, and it'll give you, like, plus 200 strength or something. Give us the Sully pendant. Or give us the Sully hat. the Sully ball cap. Ellipsis, that's why I'm praying for all of you, especially Risha. Thank you, Sully. Yeah, we really do appreciate it. Don't make a big deal out of it. Besides, Kia's my friend, too. So you guys better rescue her, got it? I mean, sure, but she is going to be grounded for, like, at least 3 months, so not going to be able to see her for a while. And she is a giant tree now, so... Yeah, consider it done. Oh yeah, Ellipsis, before you go, there's something I want you to have. What is it? Oh, holy shit, are we actually getting her hat? I was joking, but I'll take it. She took off her cap and handed it to Lloyd. Once again, I predict things like the sentence before they happen. It's like someone extends their hand out to me, and I'm like, I predict we're going to shake hands. It's like, how does he do it? Excuse me for a moment. Yes, that was well deserved. We got the Sully's cap. Okay. I mean, at least we didn't get, like, you know, Ilya's undies or something like that. Neruon. I recommend at least looking at all the ultimate spells for each element. They start looking neat in this game. Let's see what's... Your cap, Ellipsis. I wish I could go with you guys and bring Kia back, too. I know I can't ask that, though. So instead, I want you to take my favorite cap with you. Also my only cap. I wear it every day. It's stained with head sweat. It's starting to discolor. It's really gross. You'll hold on to it, right? Of course. If it's important to you, then it's important to us. Yes, we'll take good care of it. Okay, good. Be careful out there, SSS Ellipsis. You too, Risha. I will, I promise. The girls are all right. Forged a strong bond with Kia, Fran, Cecile, Ilya, and Sully. Okay. So you guys went and visited Ilya? Several times, yeah. She's lively as ever and getting livelier. Sounds about right. She'll be back to grope you soon. Were Ellipsis, you there too, Risha? Yes. Ellipsis, though I was standing outside the door, I'm still not ready to see her face to face. But I do want to apologize to you, Sully. I'm sorry for worrying you. Hey, don't make this about me, Ellipsis. Honestly, I'm relieved you finally went to see her. Now I know you won't go running off again. Sully, Ellipsis. My bad, didn't mean to be so blunt. Anyway, I'll be sitting tight over here until you guys come back safe. Just don't keep us waiting too long this time, okay? I won't. Alright. Let's see what this does. Sully's cap, speed 15, move 5, evasion 20. Oh, that's not too bad. Defense to evasion 15. Actually, you know, I could equip this and get my evasion just a little itty bitty bits higher. Let's see, do we want anyone else? What was it again? Movement. Okay, let's see. Yeah, sure. Alright. Welcome to Varka, everyone. Leave your worries at the door and play the day away. What better time to open than when people most need to relax? So come on, leave your worries at the door. Stuff, right? This table hasn't been the same since Miss Ray Torosa returned to Calvard. Oh yeah. Our thrilling matches together were the highlights of my days. So hopefully she'll come back to our establishment once Crossbell's at peace again. She's our most loyal customers, hopefully, yep. And she's also a legendary Pokemon. I know, because I threw my balls at her and it had no effect. Yep. This is why I'm not a stand-up comedian. But I suppose that won't be possible until something is done about that peculiar tree, Ellipsis. In my opinion, there's absolutely nothing wrong with us opening our doors right now. Entertainment, after all, is but a tool to divert us from worry and rest our weary souls. So why not take a break from these troubling times and enjoy a few games with us? Entertainment is at its core, yes, rest our weary souls. What is the goal for today, asked Neron. Getting to the tree? Yeah, we're just, we're saying our final goodbyes to everyone in Crossbell, and, before we hit the tree. So we'll do the tree on Sunday, but I just wanted to spend, an hour or two, cleaning up all of our, oh hey, there's Lecter, all of our unfinished business here in Crossbell. Instead of doing it at the beginning of Sunday and not getting all the way through the tree, and of course I have no idea how long the tree dungeon is, so, or how many hours of cutscenes are after it, so. And I have a feeling that, unless I missed it somewhere, there's a quartz fragment in the tree, in a treasure chest, which means I'm probably going to have to leave at some point and go back to town and get it translated. You're headed for that mysterious tree, aren't you, Randy? Damn, should have known better than to try and hide anything from you, Drake. Please, I'd like to imagine I know you well enough after all this time, just don't forget the hefty tab you owe me. Those drinks won't pay for themselves, so please don't die before you can, settle your tab. And if you think you can wriggle out of it by dying up there, you've got another thing coming, understood? Yeah, I hear you. Don't sweat it, I'll make sure we're square one of these days. I guess that's just the way those two show their concern. The worst may still be yet to come for Crossbell. Appreciate if you could keep an eye on Randy for me. He owes me money. He needs to stay alive and well if he ever hopes to pay off his open tab. Yeah, of course, Mr. Drake. We'll bring him back in one piece. Or at least bring back his wallet. Don't sweat it. I'll make sure we're square one of these days. Hey, Lecter. Hey, gang, how's it hanging? Lecter, ellipsis. You're back at the casino, and in your vacation clothes, too, ellipsis. Next, you're gonna fish out of a koi pond, which I'm honestly still jealous about. You seem awfully relaxed, given the circumstances, ellipsis. What happened to your suit, if I may ask? One of those magic golem things went and put a tear in it while we were duking it out earlier, so I'm here to drink and party in its honor. I'll ellipsis bet you are. Anyway, thanks for helping us with the operation, Lecter. We might not have been able to break into Orcus Tower without your aid. Don't sweat it, I had a blast. Sure as hell beats doing desk work. It was nice getting some exercise in. You know, for an undercover spy, you really wound up stealing the show back there. Kalika, too, for that matter. Who'd have thunk you guys could hold your own in a fight? I mean, those fencing skills and that high-level art, not the kind of stuff just anyone can pick up overnight. If you really want to know, I guess I could throw you a bone on some of my secret ellipses. The last one is in the tree? Okay, cool. I'm just glad I didn't miss it somewhere. It all started 30 years ago today, ellipsis. You see, my mother and father loved each other very much. And when a man and a woman love each other very much... Lecter, please, no. I went on a pilgrimage deep into the Isengard range. Oh, Lecter's... How old are you? You're around Chloe's age, right? You're not well into your 30s. You went on a pilgrimage 30 years ago, so you're well into your 40s at least? Nah, I don't think so, Lecter. I think you're bullshitting me. Anyway, 30 years ago today, ellipsis, I went on a pilgrimage deep into the Isengard range, where an old hermit taught me all I know, ellipsis. Like anyone's going to believe that. Ha-ha! Another correct prediction! I'm so good at this game. Has he always been this troublesome? Hey, no one said you had to believe it. I'll leave the rest to your imagination. Anyway, it's probably about time for me to skedaddle on back to Erebonia soon. They're gonna miss me in Cold Steel, 2, I think is going on right now. 50 tokens says the old man's gonna be needing my help again before long. Am I misunderstanding something? Did the Blood and Iron Chancellor not go missing after being shot? As I recall, the Noble Alliance made their move during the chaos caused by the Aeon's assault on the Imperial Army. Yep, they've been occupying Hemdaller for, ellipsis going on 2 months now. I swear it's like making enemies is the old man's hobby. Wish he'd realize how tough it is for us to clean up after him. But all that aside, I have my doubts that even a bullet through the chest could kill him that easily. You seem pretty sure of that, not concerned at all? Pot, meat, kettle. From where I'm standing, whether the Noble Alliance wins or old man Gileath makes a last-second comeback ellipsis, Crossbell's fate is sealed either way. Well, ellipsis. We don't know for sure what the future holds for us, but before anything else, we're going to head for that Azure tree and bring Kia home. And ground her. Ellipsis, good on you. Looking toward tomorrow's important and all, but you're bound to trip if you don't watch your step here and now. There's a reason people always say to focus on what's right in front of you. That's what really matters. That's, ellipsis, good advice. Even if it does sound a little off coming from you, Koi Pond Fisher! Still, ellipsis, we'll take it to heart. Thanks, Lecter. Just try and make sure your struggles pay off, alright? I don't want to find out later that sticking around was a big waste of time. I think I'll play a little while longer before I try and figure out a way to get back to the Empire. Old man will probably need my help again soon. It's tough being an Imperial gopher. I almost said golfer. So what I'm going to be interested to see is if Cold Steel 1 and 2 wring some tension out of the knowledge that we have of the events of the Crossbell arc. For example, if we start Cold Steel and there's a character among our motley crew of heroes that we particularly like, you know, like an Olivia or something like that, or an Erica Russell. Someone's just like the coolest person ever, and it's like, I love this person. And then you find out that it's like, okay, I'm gonna go hang out in Guerrilla Fortress. Have fun, I'll be right back. And everyone who's played the Crossbell games are like, no, no, don't go to Guerrilla Fortress. You're gonna get, at worst, relocated somewhere else, or at best relocated, and at worst completely vaporized by the White Aeon. Don't go! So we'll see if they utilize that knowledge to drive tension. Let's see. I believe he's Lecter, Randy's age. Randy's 22, I think? Something like that? 21, 22, something like that? It's also going to be funny is, when we beat the game, is the tree just going to be standing there forever? Don't tell me. But, you know, it's either we save Kia and the tree just, like, demanifests or something like that. I guess it could also fall over and land on something. But, or it stays there forever. If it demanifests somehow, then we're going to be over in Ereboni in the Cold Steel arc, and it's like, oh, big blue tree. And then the next day, oh, it's gone. What the hell was that all about? Alright. Ghosts? No ghosts. Alright. I heard President Croix was arrested. He had my support when he was inaugurated, but his methods went several steps too far past the line. You know, steps like declaring himself president with just out of nowhere. We have to remember that we live in a world with consequences. Now Croix has to answer for his crimes. Oh, that's fun. What's it like living in a world with consequences? Well, I mean, I live in a world with consequences. It's just a world that not everyone has consequences, unfortunately. That being said, ellipsis, as far as the pale blue tree goes, I don't even know where to begin. Now that the president's in custody, who's in charge of handling this situation? McDowell, I guess. Alright, Yona's up in the, Yona's up in the Merkaba. 3 young guns calling themselves the High Bloods moved into that house not too long ago. but as soon as the barrier over the city dropped, they hightailed it out of here. Back to their native Calvard, no doubt. They don't have a car anymore, though, so what's their plan? Are they going to walk back to the Republic? Yeah, they're currently, if you missed the last stream, they walked with Chiruru all the way to, Tangrim Gate? Is that the right one? Yes, Tangrim Gate. And, now they're trying to get back into Calvard. So we wouldn't expect anyone in here. I don't see any shiny glowy bits, so nothing to collect, I guess. It's a good point, Naron. We haven't visited Orcus Tower, so if I'm remembering right, Dieter hasn't actually officially been arrested. I think he's just been like accused. Let's what did the nope, wrong one. Alright, he was brought into custody. His charges include a bunch of stuff. So there's no formal arrest. So he's in custody, and there are charges, but there's no formal arrest warrant issued. So it looks like it's not actually official in any way. So yeah, it's probably just hanging out in a very posh room in Orcus Tower or something like that. House arrest. Yep, you're under house arrest. You can't, you have to stay in this 40-floor building. You can't leave. Oh, heavens, no. I can't leave my resort? I'm gonna have to just order DoorDash and watch Netflix forever? Alright. You're heading to that mysterious giant tree, aren't you, Lady Ellie? Ellipsis. Don't worry, Joanna. We're all going to come home safe and sound. Of course, my lady. You've returned time and again up until now. So I have faith you'll do the same this time, too. Until then, please, Ellipsis, take care. Master Henry has assumed temporary command of Orcus Tower for the time being. Did he release any of the frozen assets from Ereboni and Calvard? Is that's still ongoing? He is, after all, the only one currently qualified to lead Crossbell following the President's arrest. See, I'm still not clear if he's actually officially been arrested. He's just in the same place. We know where he is, and we asked him not to go anywhere. We didn't want to officially arrest him. I mean, yeah. This is a heavy burden to place on his shoulders again, but if anyone will give him all, give his all for Crossbell, it's him. Alright. So, I think... oh no, we gotta visit the Hayworth's residence, and... there we go. And their neighbors, of course. Hey, Harold. Are the Colin and Sophia upstairs? Yeah, they're up here. Ah, hello, SSS. It does my heart good to know that you're all safe. I bet it would do your heart good to know that Ren is alive. Did you just get back from Armorica, Mr. Hayworth? I did. We left as soon as we saw the barrier around the city disappear. I'll be heading out the door again soon enough, though. Back to work so soon? I'm sure you don't want to chill with your family a while longer. You haven't slept in your own bed in weeks. Maybe so, but I can hardly expect to get any rest when there are desperate Crossbellends out there in need of help. See, I always knew Harold was a good, decent person, Never doubted him for a moment. I plan on making my way to mines first and continuing from there. I see, Ellipsis. You always were one to put others ahead of yourself, Mr. Hayworth. As long as you promise to be careful, we won't stop you. Of course, I only ask that you do the same in return. May the goddess keep you out of harm's way. Let's see. Neveron says, thinking about it, I don't think currently anyone has the authority to arrest him, considering that there's no official government right now. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people just kind of arguing. It's like, okay, we've got him in custody. He's here. He shouldn't be able to go anywhere. And we have a bunch of things we want to charge him with, but can we, like, officially do an arrest warrant? Can we indict him on anything? I don't... It's probably what all the arguments are right now, yeah. What happens now? Ian, can you tell us legally what... I know you're the bad guy and everything, but we need some lawyerly advice here. Could you... I thought this would finally be our chance to slow down and relax, but Harold has other plans. Still, he wouldn't be the man I married if he weren't so thoughtful and hardworking. If helping others is what he wants to do right now, then he has my full support. My Harold is such a thoughtful and hardworking man. Yes. He's lovely. Mama and Papa... Mama made Papa a lunchbox for his work trip. She used a bunch of veggies that Camille's mama gave us. It looked so yummy. I want Mama and Papa to take me to our Morica village again someday. I promised I'd go back to play with Camille and Pulley some more. She also slipped some Orbital photographs into his lunchbox, but she wouldn't show me what they were of. Oh, hello. It's been a while since we've had dinner together as a family, so I stepped out to get some groceries. But then... I saw it, Ellipsis. How does a tree even grow to be that stinking huge? It's giving me the creeps. It's like Granny always says, you have to keep your cool when things heat up. So to hell with that stupid tree! Hey, tree! You're stupid! Yeah, talking to you, tree! If I whistle while I walk to the store, it'll be like it's not even there. Did you hear? The Hayworths are back from our Morica village. Thank goodness they're okay. I've missed Sophia's cooking lessons. Speaking of which, I still keep forgetting to look into making cookies on the stovetop. Families ought to be there for one another during these times like these. I mean, you know, unless said other's an asshole, then, you know, screw him. Needless to say, I'm glad my son and daughter-in-law have returned home. It's the two of them who keep this household standing strong. When all's said and done, families ought to be there for one another. Yes. That is the ideal, I would agree. My mother-in-law really helped keep our kids' spirits up while we were gone. I don't think I could ever thank her enough for that. But she's gonna make sure that I keep trying, so... My co-workers and I were locked inside Orca's tower overnight. My family must have been so worried. I'm glad we finally made it out of there. Alright, speaking of Orca's tower, that's our next stop. Whoop, there we go. The only lawyer in Crossbellend is gone, and everything goes belly up. Oh well, yep. Let's see. Flores, hello. Andrew, I can't believe you betrayed my schedule like this. I was planning to go to bed early, too. Well, we're probably going to be stopping in less than an hour, because we're going to check out Orca's Tower, and then Michelin, and then we should be about... Oh, then if we find the rest of the Orichalcum? No, that's not right. Zamorian ore. We can make some super weapons, and then we'll be ready to tackle the tree on Sunday. Hey, there's Muriel. Oh, That'll buff right out. Hey, check it out. Guess the car was moved here after the operation. And it's going to have to stay there for a while longer, as unfortunate as that is. Can we still sleep in it and recharge our health and stuff? Yeah, we're sort of tied up with a statewide crisis at the moment. We can take it in for proper repairs once everything is settled. Unfortunately, it has to be shipped all the way to Zeiss to be fixed. There's no mechanic in Crossbellend that can actually work on this model of car. Definitely. I'm sure we'll get a chance to take the car in for repairs once all this is resolved. We owe her that much, at least. News of Dieter's arrest has already begun to make its way out of our borders. We must be wary of how the two major powers react. How is the current situation at Crossbellend, Deputy Commander? Understandably, the tree's appearance is causing panic and confusion across the state. Many citizens are also requesting transport to St. Ursula Hospital now that the barrier is down. I've instructed 2nd Lieutenant Muriel to handle things on that end. Well, you know, when scary things appear out of nowhere, like the giant tree or the Liber Arc, what you want is some Erebonian peace tanks. Unfortunately, the bridge is out right now, so... Guts. I've instructed 2nd Lieutenant Muriel to handle things on that end. Regarding transit to and from the cities, I've deployed squads on the highways as additional protection for traveling vehicles. As such, we are now able to escort far more people than we could under the President's restrictions. I see. Your timeliness is much appreciated. As for myself, I'll need to make a public appearance as Speaker of the Diet and explain the President's arrest. Preparations are currently underway at the Civic Center, correct? Yeah, we plan on wheeling out those monitor cards the President had during his big address. Our officers here in the city can get them set up in a jiff if they divide the workload. Thank you, Chief Sergei. Remember, we mustn't let our guards down against the two major powers. I need each and every one of you to be careful as well. Poor McDowell, he wanted to retire like a year ago. He's like, I was so done with this shit. You know, I thought I'd be able to leave it to Ernest, and then he tried to kill me, and then I was just gonna, you know, stop being mayor and then just let Dieter take over, and then he just declared himself president, and I'm gonna die in politics, aren't I? I can never just retire and stay home and, you know, eat grapes while playing Wii Sports. Sounds like Speaker McDowell and the others are busy putting out fires all over Crossbell. Let's trust my grandfather and them to handle matters on the ground for now. Best car, says Neveron. Flora says, well, considering both Calvard and Araboni are going to gobble up Crossbell the moment Lecter and Kalika give them the okay, I wonder if that car is ever going to get repaired. Brian says, on the other hand, he's lucky that trying to retire didn't result in him dying 2 days before he could. That's true. Because we all know Chief Jolik is definitely going to die 3 days before retirement. He's just totally that kind of guy. Tiberius says, I bet he's a mean hand at Wii Bowling, actually. Alright. Hello, everyone, Ellipsis. Randy. That's always nice when you're in a group of people and you say hi to someone. They're like, oh, hey, everyone. And you. Yo, Muriel, looks like you've been reinstated. Yes, thankfully. And the commander was happy to have us back, even if we did disobey her orders. Fortunately, Commander Balls has always been the flexible type. She can do the splits. She likely recognizes that she needs every outstanding officer she can get right now, and you are among the best of them. Not too sure how much of a difference I can make in particular, Ellipsis. I mean, I know I do lead a pack of, you know, vicious wolves, but, you know. But still, it's good to be back, and now that I am, I plan on giving this my all. Not as a member of the CGF or the Defense Force, but as someone who has a duty to protect Crossbell. Hell yeah, go get him, Muriel. Just try not to get so fired up that you need me to bail you out again. Oh, God, shut up, Randy. I know what I'm doing. Hey, Duggo, how's it hanging? Well, look who it is. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? Commander Balls asked me to come here on behalf of the CDF. Well, that would explain it. You know, I think this is the first time we've seen you, and I was literally just about to say that, but anyway, first time we've seen you in your Defense Force uniform. Something about them feels a tad more formal than our CGF attire. Still, the fact of the matter is that I'm going to be wearing it until order has been restored to the state. Right, the situation is dire, and there are more important matters at hand right now. Precisely. Now that the barrier has lifted and the Aeons are gone, we have to stay on guard against the major powers taking action. There aren't any signs of an imminent invasion, unfortunately, so I think we can take care of things here on the ground. In the meantime, you all should go do what the SSS does best. Chop down trees. We will. Good luck on your end, Deputy Commander. Ever since we received news of the President's arrest, I've been noticing the Commander looking lost in thought. She always has a deep sense of responsibility. I'm sure there's a lot weighing on her mind, her own actions included. Like, can I adopt all these wild wolves? They're so fluffy! I'll have to do everything in my power to support her as Deputy Commander. Oh, the Commander. He's talking about Sonia. The news of Dieter's arrest will soon reach everyone, not just within our borders, but throughout the continent as well. Even if we manage to get this situation under control, there will undoubtedly be difficult times ahead for Crossbell. Perhaps the future of our state was too heavy a burden for Dieter to bear. Leaves me to wonder if there was anything I could have done as his fellow statesman to prevent this, Ellipsis. Never have I felt so powerless. Grandfather, Ellipsis, please don't put this on yourself. I think this is a burden all of the people of Crossbell need to shoulder tonight. You know, I bet Ellie's dad is, I forget which one went to Ereboni and which one went to Calvard, but either way, he's probably watching the news and being like, yeah, I was right to just piece out of Crossbell when I did. I think this is a burden all of the people of Crossbell need to shoulder together. How we act next, though, Ellipsis. That's going to be what defines us as a state. Yes, Ellipsis, you are absolutely correct. For now, we must address the issues that lie before us, one by one. I know I've placed so much on your shoulders already, Ellipsis, but I hope you'll continue to lend me your strength for a while longer. No, not you. There we go. Hey, team, something up? Nothing in particular. We just wanted to touch base on the situation here. Well, right now, we're discussing our plan of attack regarding all the little problems throughout the state. I'm basically the CPD's liaison this go-around. Naturally, you're the most suitable man for the job, Sergei. So, no one's holding up the fort back at the SSS building then, huh? Well, there's our cat. Very competent cat. Any new support requests coming in? Yeah, tons of them. I had them forwarded to the guild. Don't sweat it, I know you guys have bigger fish to fry. You did that? At the start of the year, we'd have never let ourselves lose a request to the guild, Ellipsis, but I know things will be in good hands with them. Yeah, focus on doing your thing and settling this the way you think it needs to be done. Not just as the CPD's special support section, but as the people you've grown to become. We will! By the way, I should mention that the President is being detained in a room on the 36th floor. Taking him in is going to have to wait. He hasn't shown any signs of resisting arrest, though, so security on him is pretty light. If you feel like it, you can go up and visit. Not sure he'll tell you anything you haven't already heard, though. Alright. Anyone else hanging out at... Oh! Hello. Anyone else? Don't see anybody. So that's it. The President's really been arrested. Makes you wonder what'll... I mean, I'm getting kind of mixed messages on that, but makes you wonder what'll happen to Crossbell now, Ellipsis. Still, what's done is done. We're just going to have to take things as they come. It's, out of curiosity... I mean, I don't think so. We had a, oh, it's off. Okay. And we got a, achievement that said we'd done all the, side quests, so... The dad's in Calvard? Okay. Dad, Flores and Brian. Dad went to Calvard, Mom went to Erebon, yeah. So he's even better, because he's not dealing with a civil war. Although, they do have a lot of people emigrating to the country, so if he's racist, maybe he's having a hard day, but Flores' cop defended the SSS building all alone the entire time the barrier was up. I believe them, yeah. Let's see. Funnily, you can see one with the D painted over the G way before Dieter made his move, which is a neat touch. Oh, I'm missing a bit. Wait, oh my god, I never noticed the armored cars actually had their emblem changed to CDF. Yeah. You can see one with the D painted over the G way before Dieter made his move, which is neat. Yeah, actually didn't notice that. And the Great Depression hit Calvard due to the asset freeze, too, so, yeah. President Croix is being detained on the 36th floor. And by detained, we mean last time we saw him, he was in that room, and we asked him nicely not to leave, so we're pretty sure he's still there. It's an unsettling feeling, having to put our own head of state under arrest. Just how did things come to this? The security division has finally been posted here again now that the defense force has withdrawn. The city isn't out of the woods just yet, and we're going to do everything we can to help. Oh, a lot of people hanging out in here. T.O. Ellipsis, you're heading off for that giant tree, aren't you? It just tears me up inside thinking of what could happen to you over there, Ellipsis. It's alright, Chief Roberts. There's no need to. Oh, I know! What if I grabbed an orbital staff of my own and accompanied you? I've got the gist of how it works. Why, I could even back you up in battle with support crafts. Honestly, I'd love to see that. Oh, wouldn't that be just perfect? It's decided. I'll go and get red. Pass. Some things never change. As I was about to say, Ellipsis, you have no need to worry about me so much, Chief. Rest assured that I and the others will return in one piece, with Kia in tow. And besides, your role is in the city right now. The people could use your help getting this chaos in order. Tio, Ellipsis. You couldn't be more right. I need to focus on the work I have in front of me. Just promise me that you'll come home safe and sound. I won't accept even one scratch on you. Moving on, Ellipsis, that professor from the Society left, correct? And he took the White Aeon along with him? He did, and to be honest, if I were to ever see him again, it would be too soon. Even you are 1,000 times more bearable to listen to than him. Oh, Tio, Ellipsis, do you really mean it? I'm so happy. Isn't being compared to Professor Novartis kind of a low bar? Still, those ions, Ellipsis. Ellipsis. Something wrong, Chief? Don't worry about it. That word comes from the same root we used the Aeon system after, Ellipsis. Surely it's just a coincidence, right? I'm awaiting all of you to make your triumphant return. As much as I'd like to come along, I'll respect Tio's firm but polite refusal. Just promise me that you'll come home safe and sound, no scratches. Okay, oh, it's Clay and Steve, Dave, something, I don't know. Okay, let's get to work. The orbital network's not going to check itself. It got harder to establish a connection while the blue mist and monsters were outside, so there might have been some damage done to the system. David, okay. Got it in two. Kind of. Sounds good to me. First things first, we'll run some operational verification tests on the tower's terminals. Second step, we'll make sure that the folder with all those pictures of Mariabelle is uncorrupted. Good to be working with you again, David. Cracks knuckles. Alright, let's get to work. With Chief Roberts here, getting these network problems resolved shouldn't be any trouble at all. That's one less thing to worry about. Neron says, at this point I don't think having Dieter in a room with a window is a good idea. He might take the quick way out. Those are bulletproof glass windows. I don't think they open, and I don't think you can smash through them, so I think we're okay in that regard. The staff and security who were detained in the tower earlier have since been released. Most of them were in a hurry to get back to their positions, myself included. It only makes sense. At times like this, we have to come together to support the citizens. Most of the staff, yep. They're trying to make up for their absence. For the time being, the management of Orcus Tower and its staff is being left in the hands of Speaker McDowell. We're in a state of confusion, but the fact that this building exists to serve the people hasn't changed. Take care, SSS, and I look forward to working with all of you again in the future. The IBIC has suspended full-time operations until further notice, and half the staff have been sent home and told to remain on standby. After all these years of working for Mr. Croyce, his arrest couldn't have been more shocking to me. It's difficult to accept, but we must find a way to get through this for the better. We do still offer our Sepith exchange service here at this counter. Feel free to ask me anytime you need to use it. Alright. Seems all those monsters that were in the city have finally disappeared. I was so terrified of them when the tower was on lockdown. Thankfully, the damage in the city isn't too great, but I never want to go through that ever again. I'm so scared out of my wits. Yep. I hear the IBIC has lost both its CEO, President Croyce, and his daughter, who is acting CEO. This is undoubtedly going to affect stock prices, but I still think the IBIC will remain the largest asset holder on the continent. I'm going to wait and watch how things go. I at least want to see who they end up bringing on to fill the empty role. That's a fair point. Who would lead the IBIC now? Good goddess, I can't take my eyes off you for a second, can I? But Margaret... As a vice commissioner of the police, there are times when I have to rise to the occasion, ellipsis. Isn't that something you should always be doing, Pierre? If you made a habit of performing your job properly, you wouldn't get wrapped up in messes like these. I'm sorry. Well, she's got him on a one-arched leash, ellipsis. You, ellipsis, get out of here! Can't you see I'm busy? Now, as punishment for worrying me so, I'm cutting your next month's allowance by half. Please, anything but that. The booze. It's the only thing that gets me through the day. It warms my heart to see separated families, friends and families reuniting again. We've all been through a terrible ordeal. Times like these are when we need our loved ones the most. By the way, you should know that your broken down orbital car was relocated outside a little while ago. My condolences, I could tell how well you've been taking care of it. And they did clean up the tire marks too, so that's good. I saw a little girl take the elevator to the roof a little while ago. Kia or Shizuku. Well, Kia's over there. Shizuku, probably. I think it might have been the Secretary of Defense's daughter. Yep, predicted right before the line. Good on me. Maybe she wanted to get a good look at the tree that sprung up in the wetlands. Yeah. That's on another floor. Alright. Oh. Crossbellend City Hall. Ding dong. Alright, anyone down here? Anyone? No? Probably not. Okay. No one down there. Ding dong. Oh, okay, this is just the dungeon, in case you had missed a treasure chest or something. Whoops, I think I just went to the roof. So, anyway, says Florus, what are we going to do about Dieter's huge 20-floor spirit-powered RGB alchemy gaming PC? Yeah. Right? Nothing unusual to report here, other than, detaining a self-declared president, but we'll be maintaining our patrols in the meantime. Alright. I would assume he's there. Here. No one in here. You can get to the mechanical levels from the 30th floor downward via the emergency stairs, but they still have yet to be secured. Be careful if you plan to go in there. Alright, this, Probably don't need to do that. Good to see you, Special Support Section. Likewise. Is Ellipsis this the room you're keeping him in? Yes, this is where President... excuse me, Ellipsis, where Dieter Croix is being detained. Maybe do tours might help Crossbell with their slight increase in spending. Well, I mean, they've got some interesting attractions. I mean, even other than Michelin, you've got a giant tree, a giant building. You've got this really neat multi-floor gaming alchemy PC ghost-powered thing that Flores was talking about. Do you mind if I ask how he is? He seemed bewildered when he was taken into custody, but he's since calmed down. He hasn't put up any resistance at least, so we haven't had to add any additional security. You're allowed to see him if you'd like. Chief Sergey's orders. Gotcha. What should we do, Lloyd? Let's meet with Dieter. Yeah, let's do it. I've been curious about what's on his mind, Ellipsis. I'd like to hear it from the man himself. Ellipsis. Very well, go on in. So, Dieter. Maria Bell. Am I right? So, you've come to see me. Ellipsis, what in heaven's for? I'm an international criminal. Hello, Dieter. Uncle Ellipsis. We can also use it as an orb coin mining rig. There you go. And the heat generated from the damn thing starts increasing the global climate. It's... or exacerbating, yeah. I've come to realize something being isolated like this. Bell was absolutely right. I was never more than a conduit for Ian's ambitions. From my soapbox, I constantly preached that justice was an ideal worth pursuing regardless of the sacrifices. In the end, what did it get me? I've fallen from grace, ejected from my presidential post, and discarded by my only daughter. Ha! Ellipsis. Ha ha! Ellipsis. That green-haired boy from the society pales in comparison to me. I'm the real fool around here. Yeah, you weren't just, discarded by your daughter as a matter of convenience. She thinks you're a friggin' joke. She has, no respect for you at all. That's gotta sting. Even so, we can't completely condemn you. Yeah, we can. We can totally do that, Lloyd. It's only natural for someone to stick to their beliefs when their personal justice is on the line. What you've done is inexcusable, but no one can ever claim you weren't genuinely trying to protect Crossbell. True enough. Don't think that speech you gave us about justice back at the IBIC was something you just pulled out of your ass. In your words, humankind are creatures at will, to our dying breath, chase after the ideal of justice. I believe the citizens of Crossbell approved of your Declaration of Independence because your sense of justice resonated with them. Ellipsis. Your daughter still doesn't like you, though. But public opinion aside, Ellipsis, the methods you employed were anything but just. Even if Crossbell retains its independence, Ellipsis, even if your justice is upheld and peace is achieved, Ellipsis, that alone won't heal the wounds of those who were harmed in the process. You tried to bring peace to Crossbell by sacrificing the innocent. As far as I'm concerned, that makes every word of your inauguration speech hollow. That's exactly right, Ellie. You speak nothing but the truth. Perhaps I was blinded by my own idealistic dreams once Kia's power stood within my grasp. Ian saw through my self-deception before I ever could, and so I became a puppet on a string for him to manipulate. Mr. Grimwood Ellipsis. But at the end of the day, Ellipsis, justice is something carried out by one's power and will. The fact remains as true as the first time I said it. I expect y'all to stay faithful to your humanity, to continue your pursuit of the justice you most believe in. To come out of all this, you will need to demonstrate to Ian and the others your own power, your own will. Easier said than done, Ellipsis, but that's no reason to back down. We're ready to do whatever it takes. It's the only way we're going to get Kia back. That's right. In that case, I won't say anything more. Ian is one matter, but as far as Belle goes, Ellipsis, while she may be my daughter, even I have no idea how far she's willing to go for this. With all that in mind, Ellipsis, will you be able to take the next step forward and rescue Kia? I suppose we shall see soon enough. Ellipsis. Hey, Mademoiselle Ellipsis. You alright? Don't worry, I'm fine. Just, like, almost everyone that I've ever been close to turned out to really suck. I mean, my parents kind of sucked. I mean, they both said, Crossbell's hard, I'm leaving, and I'm leaving our daughter here with I forget. Is Henry her mom's father or her dad? I think it's her mom's father. You know, her parents kind of sucked. They abandoned her in Crossbell because they didn't like it here. Ernest turned out to be granted he was under the influence of Gnosis, but he seems to be Sawi. Dieter, Maria Bell, Grandpa Henry seems to be like the only one who hasn't turned out to completely friggin' suck, so yeah. That's gotta suck when everyone you were closest to turns out to be evil. Or at least uncool. Don't worry, I'm fine. Part of me was worried for Uncle Dieter after the way Belle completely abandoned him in Ellipsis, yet he seemed surprisingly composed. I was thinking the same. I guess that makes one less worry on our minds. He was right about one thing, though. It's time for us to take the next step forward. We'll be holding President Croyce in custody until the situation around the state is under control. He'll be facing more than a few charges, but there's a part of me that doesn't want to see him punished too harshly. Well, I mean, if too harshly is a synonym for unfairly or unjustly or something, then sure, but I've never understood that, that perspective. Oh no, this person was in a position of power and abused it and betrayed all our trust, so, you know, go easy on him. Why?! I mean, that makes it more likely that the next power-hungry asshole is going to be like, hey, there's barely any consequences if I do get caught, so may as well. Anyway, can't approve of his methods. In the end, he was still trying to protect Crossbell Ellipsis. I mean, you know, you gotta cut Skynet some slack. It was really only trying to save the world by murdering every person on it. Its heart was in the right place, so, you know, be gentle. President Croyce is facing a number of charges, but yes, alright. Time to go up on the roof. Up on the roof. Come on, baby. Yeah. Mom's father. Okay, thank you, Flores. It'd be so powerful. It introduces climate change into the series, yeah. Speaking of which, says Brian, orbital energy seems to be a bit too convenient and clean. Yeah, that's how it's presented, and it's like, is it really? Do we know that? I have a pet theory. It has some hidden side effects that we'll learn about in a future game. Yeah, possible. One thing that I think, when it comes to, this sounds condescending, but when it comes to media literacy, when it comes to absorbing and interpreting the text of a work, right? It's important to keep in mind that just because a character says a thing, that doesn't necessarily make that thing true, right? And that can be a very difficult thing to, for many more casual audiences of popular art to remember, because they're like, oh, this one character in this one movie said the thing, so it's canon. That's the way it is. And they're not wrong. That one character did say that one thing that one time, but were they correct? Were they lying? Were they mistaken? You know, further stories could do a number of things with that. So, anyway, let's see. Brian says, yeah, interestingly, surnames don't seem to always be patrilineal in Zamoria. See also Tita Russell, yeah. Flores, Zamoria's always seemed very gender-forward. Theraboni is a slight exception. Huh, okay, well, we'll see when we get there. Navarone, I don't understand... Not... I think we gotta autocorrect there, messing up your phrase there. So anyway, Matthew agrees. Hello, Matthew NPC. Alright, we are up on the roof, so let's see if we can find a fragment of the White Aeon we fought up here. So one of my predictions was the final battle will take place up on the roof, and well, a battle did take place. Yeah, there's Shizuku over there. A battle did take place. Oh, I see it. I see it shining right there. A battle did take place up on the roof, but not the final one, so... If I make a prediction any more than, like, 3 lines before it happens, 3 lines of dialogue before it happens, probably not accurate. Hey, there we go. Zamorian ore shard. Nice. Alright, where's that tree? Well, it's probably over out where Shizuku's staring. Where is she? Oh, here she is. Hi, Shizuku. Kia Ellipsis. Father Ellipsis. What are you doing up here, Shizuku? Oh, Ellipsis. Hello, everyone. I came to look at the giant tree. Are my father and Kia really in there? They are. That much is for certain. Yes, though we don't know their exact location just yet. I see, Ellipsis. She totally does. Now. Don't worry, Shizuku. You won't have to wait much longer. Flora says, well, it was kind of ruined for me when he said his destiny is the inheritor of the goddess's treasure. Patriarch of the Croises family thing. Yeah. I think what Neron says, I understand he's, you know, like, kind of morally gray here, but his motive, his methods suck. Yeah. Matthew follows up, seeing is believing. Any character can say anything. Right. We're gonna bring back your father, or bring your father and Kia back, we promise. What he said. Sit tight, kiddo. I'll try. Please, everyone, Ellipsis. Make sure my father comes home, Ellipsis, and Kia too. Because, you know, he's the adult, and with the income who buys the food. I haven't eaten in weeks. No one's taking care of me. I'm just like, I don't know, 10? Something like that. Please, everyone, yeah. I'll be right here waiting, starving, because, you know, again, 10-year-old who's, no one's taking care of me. Alright. Actually, can we, no, we have to exit the building the proper way. Alright, so, we, how many shards do we have? Do we have all 5, or... I think we have 4. Where is it? So we're at 4. Well, I hope the other one's over in Michelin. Brian says, the way I see Dieter is he had an evil plan for glory, but not all of his motives were bad, so he tried to do some good things in the process. Yeah. Right, Michelin. Are the boats running? Oh no, we have to Merkaba warp. Right. Doo-doo. So if I'm pardon me. So if I'm being a bit too obtuse and you want a timely example, we're going to, let's see, who, hang on a second, who do I want with us for Michelin? Do we want Waji or Noel? I don't think it matters. Alright, we are going to the resort. Okay, so as an example, a lot of Star Wars fans will take for granted, you know, as gospel canon, this is the way it is, that Anakin Skywalker had no father, right? But the thing is, we only know that because Shmi said so. That's it. She did say so, and it looks like Qui-Gon believed her. And he says, who's the boy's father? And she says, there was no father. And maybe there wasn't. Or maybe she's full of shit. Or lying, or mistaken, or doesn't know, or does know but is embarrassed, or knows that if she reveals who the father was, that she could be even more danger than she's already in. Could be any number of things, and that's up to future storytellers. And I'm just going by the movies. Maybe there's something else in the extended universe, the books and the comics and stuff, that provides more information. But the way the movies present it is the only way we know that Anakin Skywalker was presumably born of the Force, or the midichlorians made him and put him in Shmi's womb, and there was no father, is based on what one woman said. And she may believe that. Who the hell knows? But we don't know that that's true. We know one person said it, and we know a bunch of people believe it. So, just things to, you know, keep in mind as you evaluate stories. As an example, that's in my head because there's a Star Wars show on right now. Or like how Obi-Wan said Vader killed Luke's father. Yeah. Flores, from a certain point of view. Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit, Obi-Wan. No, it's not. You said Vader betrayed and murdered my father. Oh, well, this is. So from a servant? No, that's bullshit. You lied. You a liar. But I like Weissman more than Dieter, in practice at least, this floor. Oh, Weissman was a fun, glorious bastard. Bit stupid that he ended up being responsible for Hamill, though. But I like him more than Dieter in practice, as a series villain. Neron says, I don't think he had any plan at all. He took his inherited position and let Bell sew all the actual stuff. He only started to care when he realized it may actually work. Maybe. Let's see. Brian, following up on what he'd said earlier, said on Dieter, says, I think it makes him a more well-rounded character, that he wasn't a one-dimensional bad guy like Weissman was. Okay, that's what we're talking about in the chat. Yeah, I'm reading stuff out of order. Apologize. Jared says, it's canon that Plagueis made him with the Force. It may be if you incorporate material outside of the films. Like, this could be clarified in, like, the Clone Wars cartoon. Perhaps it is. I don't know, because I haven't seen it. But according to the movies, it's certainly suggested. It's certainly implied. You know, there's a scene in Episode 3 where Sidious? Yeah, Palpatine is... he tells Anakin that Plagueis had the ability to create life, which very much implies that, with other knowledge we have, that that's how Anakin came around. But is that true? I mean, Palpatine, not exactly the most trustworthy dude ever. Also, has been doing nothing but manipulating this kid for his own ends for, you know, a decade and a half. So he may just be telling, is any of this shit true? From just the movies, we don't know. And that's what I'm trying to communicate. The you know, subsequent books and comics and the cartoon shows and stuff like that may have clarified. I don't know. But my point is when evaluating media, you can't just rely on, well, a character said it, so it must be true. Is the belabored point I was making. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Alright, things have gotten pretty dusty around here during our absence. That blue tree is making me uneasy. I'll do what I can to clean this place up. Alright. We'll be right with you, Lucy. The staff and I returned to check in on the hotel now that things have settled down in the city. That being said, that enormous blue tree is even more unsettling from up close. Needless to say, Michelin won't be able to reopen like this. And you're talking about quartz, giant tree looming. I'm getting out of here. Right, I think this is all the same stuff. Just, hello. Spear McDowell was confined. Yeah, that's the same. Anyone new? New? No. Yep, yep, there we go. Okay. Alright. Oop, well, we've got a... Oh, you want our books? Okay. I've read them. Those books you have on you, Ellipsis. Would they happen to be from the Sunshine Agnes series? I see them around the city from time to time. What, you mean... these? They are. It just so happens that we've gathered every volume. What are they worth to you, Lucy? Maybe a quartz fragment? Or quartz fragment? No, Zamorian ore fragment? Well, isn't that wonderful? I've had the privilege of leafing through one of them before. It was quite an insightful read. The story is fiction, of course, but I couldn't help feeling a bit of kinship with the heroine. In any case, I have decided to remain here as a spectator in these events unfolding in Crossbell. That series would make for a lovely bit of light reading to pass the time with. Well, we do have the entire collection. Should we hand it over to her? Well, here you go. Here you are, miss. We'd like for you to have these. Oh, Ellipsis. Are you positive about this? If Lloyd thinks so, then yes. Most of them we received as gifts anyway. Yep, so re-gifting is best gifting. Go ahead, babe. Read your heart out. And call Sherazard. She's worried about you. If you insist, I'll gladly accept them. Lloyd handed over the complete series of Sunshine Agnes. It would be rude of me to accept these without offering you anything in return, and I couldn't possibly have that. So please, take this. Well, that's not a shard, that's an... Oh, do we get to make 2 super weapons? That's cool. Wait, is this Ellipsis? It fell into my hands some time ago in my other line of work, Ellipsis. You may take it if you like, though I cannot say if you'll find a use for it. Are you sure you're okay with that? This seems like it could be valuable. Oh, it's quite alright with me. After all, I am but a witness to how this turmoil in Crossbell will unfold. Granting you this small gift should hardly qualify as interfering. Ellipsis, ignore me. I'm simply thinking aloud. Be sure to take good care of it. We will. Thank you very much. Never could I have envisioned a tree on that scale appearing out of thin air. Even if I am able to foresee what happens next, the truth eludes my cards, my crystal ball, and the stars alike. How very intriguing, Ellipsis. I can't recall this ever happening before. Well, I can predict the future, and my prediction is the good guys win. And by the good guys, I mean me. Just what will become of Crossbell? I look forward to learning the answer for myself. I doubt even they could have foreseen all that has transpired here. Just what will be... Yep, we'll find out. Alright, cool. So we got... So we've got the shards. They combined to form a full chunk, and we got a full chunk. Okay, well, that's cool. Maybe we can make 2 ultimate weapons. That'll be fun. Where are we going? We're going out here. Well, it's a good thing we're not allergic to pleroma grass. Alrighty. Pardon us. That was the incorrect direction. And I'll take out my frustrations on the flying thing. Last shards of the mirror tower. Yep. Process of elimination. Flora says, out of the series villains so far, I like Arios the best, closely followed by Richard. Jared says, canon part I'm talking about is outside movies such as comics and books. Yeah, and that's perfectly valid. I mean, some people would push back and say, well, some of the EU was decanonized, but, you know, whatever. Broadly speaking, it's really up to the author of whatever story you're reading or watching or otherwise absorbing at the time. So, you know, if an author says this counts but this doesn't count, well, there you go. But yeah, I have read very few of the novels, and well, a couple of the comics, not many of them. And I haven't seen the Clone Wars cartoon. I haven't seen most of the cartoon shows. So like when the you know, the Night Sisters and stuff showed up in Ahsoka and such, I was like, I have no familiarity with these characters. I don't know who they are. I mean, you know, I'm a dork, so I've like heard of some of them, but you know, I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. But I'm not here for a Star Wars argument. Oh yeah, nor I. I'm just using it as a, you know, relevant example because it was on my mind because I watched the new episode of what's it called? The Acolyte. And there was no Wookiee fist fight. I was very sad about that. Episode 3, we were going to wherever the Wookiee Jedi was hanging out, and I'm like, all right, Wookiee fist fight. And then they're like, no, episode 3's a flashback episode to get some of the background info. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. But episode 4, Wookiee fist fight, right? Nope. And now it's too late. Force Ghost Wookiee fist fight. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to see... Oh, well, okay. Zamorian Ore Shard. Alright, cool. Who doesn't want to see a fist fight with a Wookiee? I want to see a fist fight with a Wookiee. That's a missed opportunity if we don't have a Wookiee fist fight. Is there a door? Yeah, here we go. Wait, was that open the whole time? Could I have just walked straight up there? I don't know. Alright. Middle path is a shortcut if you opened it the first time you came through. Yeah, I found it on the way out at least. Maybe we'll get a Wookiee fist fight in Cold Stealer? Maybe. Alright, let's head on over to Guillaume and see what he can do with this stuff. Oh, right, it's on the beach. Hey, Guillaume, check out this. You kidding me with this tree? Oh, no. Okay. Oh. Great! Jumpin' Jerome Rats! Is that a Zamorian ore? And some shards. I can make you a weapon like you never seen before with that thing. Heck, I can get started right away if you want. What do you say? Sure, let's do it. That's what I'm talking about. You can only make one at a time, so think long and hard about what kind of weapon you want. Alright. Do we not get to... Do we not get to see what they are first? Well, I just saved, so... Can you make us this one? Give him this Zamorian ore. Got it. Time for my... Well, that's kind of lame that we don't get to see what the stats are before you make it, but... Whatever. I did save, so... Thank you very much. We'll put it to good use. No sweat. Anytime I get to handle material is fine. It's Zamorian ore is a blessing in my book. You use that to help get this situation in Crossbellend back under control. Here, strong arms of the law. Acquire the strongest weapon for any character. Okay, fun. Well, let's see what it is. Alright, so this is 550, defense 50, speed 5. It's 700, defense 60, speed 10, and some extra evasion. Okay. We could have 105 evasion. Which actually means I could probably, that's 20%, that's 10%. Okay, probably, get better, armor on here, but Tonfas made from a strange ore. Their impact glows faintly. So do you take shards too? Did you manage to find 5? Dear Goddess Almighty, did you manage to find 5 holes of Morian ore shards? I can make you a weapon like yes. Oh, so we get 2 weapons. Alright, neat. Let's see. What if I try and do... Can you make me another one of these? It lets you do that? Wow. Why would you let me do that? Alright, let's see how much it sells for. Let's see. $37.50. Yeah, that's not great. At 105 evasion, you evade hits you weren't even taking. Yeah. I'd recommend one for Ellie with your Sparkdyne strategy. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is, probably just gonna have to make them one by one and write down the stats and then make some decisions on, who I think would be most useful to have them. Lloyd, probably, definitely. Ellie, it depends. If she's got some more ATS on hers, then yeah, probably. Maybe Noelle, because she's our heavy hitter. So, we'll see. Even with 105 evasion, there are still attacks that hit you? How about that? Brian recommends Ellie. You actually get a 5% chance to evade something twice. No double counterattacks, though. Not really. At this point, Sparkdyne is no longer worth casting higher tier spells, I recommended. That's actually... Well, the reason I've been going with Sparkdyne is simply because it's so cost effective. That's not it. What do I want? I want Detective Notebook and lists, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I have Thunder Cyclone, I think, but it's just so damn expensive. Sparkdyne is 100, but I have EP Cut 4, essentially, on, so that cuts it down quite a bit. Allows me to just spam that. And, you know, Ragnadorian, it's just... I could do 2 of them, right? I mean, so they're neat. We've seen Thunder Cyclone. I don't think I've seen Ragnadorian. Might want to, you know, make a, you know, just make a couple builds just to, just on my own time, just to check out the some of these high-level attacks that are cost ineffective. We've seen Genesis Flood a few times, but never Eshkatan. We've seen Shadow Blade, but not Luthien Wing. Yeah, I mean, with some of the you know, 21 black and 11, that's Tio's probably one of the only ones that can get to some of these, just because she has the single line in her orbment. Reincarnation, interesting. Argent Arc. We've seen Galeon Tower, and I think we've seen Avalon Gate, but not Argent Arc. Oh hey, the Master Arts are listed. I didn't realize that. Okay, so I will spend some time this week deciding on our final orbment layouts and who gets the fun weapons, and then on Sunday we will storm the castle and rescue our assumed daughter and ground her for life, at least until she's 18, because she's been a bad girl. So, let's see. Flora says Sparkdyne has by far the best mana to damage scaling, though. For bosses, I still recommend it. Yeah, that's why I've been using it. you basically have infinite EP. I mean, not really. Ellie's, I'm pretty sure her, yeah, I have her, you know, on, her completely upgraded, and she's got 971. Tio's got a lot more, at 1024, but as long as you know, these things are costing like 400 a pop, so you only got one or two with them unless you throw in, you know, EP cut, which for some of them you may not be able to just because they require so much Sepith points in a different color. But, yeah, we'll see. I'll play around with it this week and see what happens. Anyway, looked it up. Sparkdyne has 270 power, Thunder Cyclone has 280, and casts faster. Oh, well, okay. Alright, so, thanks everyone for hanging out and chatting about. Always good to see you. Hope you have a, hope you're fortunate enough to have the day off like I do. Ha ha ha. And, see you on Sunday for perhaps the finale of Trails to Azure. So, take care everyone, have a good week, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.